construction maintenance, is it all worth it? We're going to find out in this video, but it's obviously subjective to where you are. I've been doing maintenance for a number of years now, and I'm still here. Let's talk about it. So people want to know what it's like being a maintenance engineer. It's not bad, you know. The money can be decent depending on where you work. The people, again, depending on where you work. Generally older people. I'm in my 30s, but I tend to work with people in their 50s, 60s. So they ain't getting more steps in than I'm getting in, basically. So it's at a decent pace of work. The variation of work isn't going to be the greatest, but I don't feel that you're here for that. What you're here for is more stability, and that's why I've always looked at maintenance as like a long-term gig instead of a short-term one. I guess you can always do the jobs what you want around it. I'm a plumber by trade, so the jobs which I do around it are generally plumbing jobs. So how I got into maintenance was I started my apprenticeship at a company which done maintenance. So they had a maintenance contract somewhere at a university, and I was asked to go onto that site, which I'm very thankful for, because look at it now, all these years later, I'm still doing maintenance. I don't frown on it. I've heard people say to me that it's like an old man's job, but you know what, a job is a job nowadays. I'd rather have one than not have one. And I just encourage people nowadays to get into maintenance, because it's where I learned most of the trade. It's where I was able to really figure things out for myself and understand how something works, or what's the reason why this thing is broken. Generally like small little things, so it might be how to fix a tap, loose tap. You might work out ways which allow you to fix things a lot quicker, which I done in these scenarios, because I don't like wasting my time all the time. So you want to get better at what you're doing, right? So that's knowing what you're doing as well. So it just gave me that extra time kind of to focus on myself, but allow me to work out what I'm doing. If I'm installing a toilet siphon, I'm able to do it a lot faster because I've seen this scenario so many times, and I know what are the telltale things to go wrong and how to install something correctly. So that's what that gave me. It gave me just a little bit of time. And I have more understanding about plumbing now that I've done a lot more maintenance and given myself that time to be on the tools and to be able to explain it to someone as well, because there's always someone that I have to answer to on the site. So yeah, it just makes it easier for me. Anytime you talk about earnings, there's always someone to say, oh, but my mate earns more than that, and he does this and he does that. We don't care about that. We do not care about that. What I'm here to tell people is the reality. The reality is that some people who are on site get paid roughly the same amount as someone who is doing a maintenance job. And this is what I wanted to show you with this vlog, with just having an understanding what you're doing here on a maintenance job and what you'd be doing on a site. There are loads of videos, on-site videos. So this is just a workshop which not a lot of maintenance places actually still have, but this one has a workshop, and you're able to see some of the bits and pieces which we do have in-house to be able to fix the problems which you do have on the particular site. So let's take a little walk around and let me show you while we talk, because I guess you lot still want to talk and earn. So let's speak about some of the perks what you get as an engineer that does maintenance. So you're not really going to be spending out your money like you would do if you was on the tools or if you was on site, because you're probably using less of your hand tools. So I use less of my hand tools, a couple of screwdrivers, water pump pliers, adjustables, and box spanners and little things like that is all I really need for the day. and possibly a light. That's what I rotate in my tool bag. I don't carry anything too crazy. I don't even carry power tools to work, because generally workplaces have power tools which are allocated for people who are on site. And if we don't have the tools, we actually get it in from somewhere else. Not that that's ever happened, but if any job is too big for the inside maintenance, outside contractors will do it. So therefore you don't have to stress yourself. Don't worry these little hands, because they'll be okay. And you obviously have to listen up for things like this, which is the radio going and stuff like that. But again, I don't feel that it's so much of a big problem, only when I'm trying to talk over and do videos like this. But again, it's not a problem for me, because it's a way of communicating when they're at work, and I would rather them speak over the radio, keep it professional, and just in and out. What I do want to say is a good perk from being at one of these types of jobs, which is a full-time job, which is in maintenance and stuff like that. It's regular money at the end of the day. I know there's not going to be some kerfuffle with my money at the end of the week, end of the month. It's all going to be on point, on time, come into your pocket. That's all you can ask for sometimes. What it allows me to do is have the little bit of flexibility. If I do need to do a job which is outside or somewhere else, I make time, factor that job in, make sure I get the materials, because I've got time as well, because I order materials at the job which I might be at when it comes to a maintenance job. So I have a good understanding how to order stuff. It gets you prepared for that type of customer relationship while building your rapport with other people. So working on your communication skills, i.e. when you're communicating, giving your summary of the job, how it went, but also when you're communicating with your line manager or your contracts manager, explaining about jobs which might be coming up or things which might be hindering the contract. That means like the place where I'm at now. So this contract, let me note down stuff so I can highlight them to him, so it's gonna bring them to their attention sooner than later. Planned prevention maintenance, right? Make sure you do it. So this is just some of the perks which I've thought about myself. So not spending a lot of money on tools. You might get a chance to be re-educated or have some other further courses within what you're doing, Legionella courses, Pat Tester courses, just things like that, which you might think might be a minor, but some of them are City and Guilds courses, so I would definitely take them with a hurry, because you don't want to be paying for them for yourself. But yeah, this is it. Let's get to the next part. We're going to talk tools in maintenance, right? So you saw me use this earlier. So this is, for those who don't know, box spanner set. I would always suggest for someone who's doing maintenance to get a set like this. It's lovely to keep them in. You can know what size you need. If you lost a nut, you'll be able to find out what size it is, because, let me show you again, it's got the sizes on the bottom, right? Make it very easy. Don't allow you to scratch someone's floor or any floor when you're rolling it out. Very professional. I used to think those were for granddads. Plug socket. So testing sockets, which you will do quite a lot in maintenance, because some power might go down or a breaker might have cut off. Again, making sure that you've got power and you're testing it with the right type of thing. I've had this one for years now. This is as big as my bag gets when it comes to bringing in maintenance tools or hand tools for maintenance. So I've got my recyclable light, it's rechargeable light. So I've got my rechargeable light, yeah, which is here. Best spend what I've ever spent on, because you spend a lot of time charging up these batteries. Make your life easy for yourself. Water pump pliers, adjustables, long nose pliers, which are in here somewhere, but they ain't mine, because I picked them up from someone when they left them on a ceiling void or something like that. I can't remember. Anyway, cheapies. Nothing wrong with little cheapy bits. This is going to be your best tool when it comes to a screwdriver which has got a ratchet on it, but also keeps some heads in it. 6 different types of heads which can fit inside there. Make your day easy. I also carry around this pen as well for detecting power, right? These are the key things which you will need. I've got another water pump pliers in there, but it's just a smaller version of the Cobras. I didn't think I would use these as much, but you can get 22mm nut onto these. So yeah, these are handy. Another adjustable as well, can never go anywhere without your barcodes. I have just got some Allen keys, which are really old, but handy, useful. Do always have some gloves because I work in disgusting areas sometimes. What else have I got? So I've got wall plugs. I've got some fuses. Let me put that down. I've got one of these keys to open hatches. No, you can't see it very well there. Got some spares of some olives and some connector blocks. That shows how old I am. Caps for your toilet, for that little button. Got some drill bits. And I'm quite sure I've got another key, which is like a service key. So it's got different heads on it, just in case you do need it. So I've got 2 of them on there. And that's all I've got in this bag. It's all I really need for a day's work. The rest of it is up here in my mind. So again, I like to say to people, not a lot of tools that you do need when you're doing maintenance, because generally I said to you that on site we have most of the big tools which you might need, or which you might think, oh, but you don't have that, or you don't have that. Yeah, they're here, but I'm just not showing you right now, innit? Hopefully I'll be able to show you, but I wanted to show you my hand tools quickly because I just wanted to let you know that you don't need a lot. You do not need a lot. So this has been my general go-to bag for the last 6 years I've had this bag. Yeah, 6 years this has been coming to work with me. I had a smaller bag before this as well, but I like this bag because it's quite compact. I'm able to put a shoulder strap onto this bag. And if you've watched any of my other videos, this is my main bag, which I carry my laptop and all the rest of the stuff in it. So check this bag out. I've got a review on it on my page. I will link it in the description box below. Now you've realised what you've got to carry with yourself. Let's get on to the next bit of the video, yeah? All right.